Hey guys, what is up? It is me, Pagey here once again with another video on Stargirl as well as The Flash. So while we are in this break for the DC TV shows on the CW, or as we simply know it as, the Arrowverse, we are waiting on things to talk about, like promotional material and everything like that. Now, we will most likely get promotional material for the shows in about a week and a half or so, something like that. I'd be surprised if they didn't release another trailer for each of the episodes. Just to remind the audience that the shows didn't randomly die, and just, remind people in general when the shows are back. Of course, for The Flash and Legends, that is April 21st, and for Supergirl and Batwoman, that is April 26th. Now, whilst we are waiting for all of that, the newest addition to the DC Universe on the CW, as well as the DC Universe streaming service, is that of Stargirl. That has started heavily promoting itself lately. This will, of course, follow the origin of Courtney Whitmore into the teen hero known as Stargirl, with the JSA, or the Justice Society of America, from the past, as well as the present, playing into the story as well. And of course, let's not forget the Injustice Society, they are there as well. But we actually have a few interviews and drops of information that have come out which are pretty cool and interesting. I will have another bigger topic in regards to that for another video, which should come out in the next week or so. But in this video, we have some pretty interesting information as well. And as I'm sure you can tell by the title, it has to do with a future crossover for us DC TV fans to enjoy. But of course, throughout the video, be sure to let me know your various opinions in the comments section down below, as well as any ideas and theories you might have for what you would want to see. And of course, if you're going to enjoy the video, why not drop a like on the video to show your support and excitement for what's coming. So just a heads up, I do have the first few episodes of Stargirl. The embargo does lift on April 21st, which is also the day that Flash comes back, coincidentally. So that'll be a big day, I guess, for two videos. So do expect a non-spoiler review of those episodes then, and then we'll move into specific spoiler reviews for each episode when it does air, I guess, on DC Universe or CW. So that first video will be non-spoiler, just give you my thoughts on the show and why you should watch it. And then obviously we'll move into specific episode reviews later on. But anyway, this interview is coming from IGN. Now, they have a whole piece here with about 4 times more, at least 3 times more information than what we will go over in this video specifically. But what we're going over specifically from it has to do with the Arrowverse. So let's just go over that segment from the IGN article. The recent Crisis on Infinite Earths crossover revealed exactly where Stargirl fits into DC's live-action multiverse, with a brand new version of Earth-2 appearing to replace the one previously seen on shows like The Flash and destroyed in Arrow's Season 8 premiere. Not only is Stargirl linked to the Arrowverse, it's also become the series that bridges the CW's lineup with the DC Universe streaming service. New episodes will first premiere on DC Universe before airing on the CW the day after. According to Jeff Johns, that arrangement wasn't planned from the start, but came about after production had wrapped on Season 1, and the CW's Mark Pedowitz had an opportunity to see footage. I was incredibly excited about the opportunity for that because it just meant more people would see it, and totally, Stargirl and the show has always been for everybody. Anyone can watch it, so it fits in nicely to that world. It fits in nicely to things like The Flash, and so that was something that was new. Johns also described the series as being very similar in tone to classic 80s movies like E.T., The Extraterrestrial, and Back to the Future. DC fans are probably wondering whether Stargirl's Arrowverse connection means we'll eventually see Courtney Whitmore and other Earth-2 heroes appearing in future crossovers. Both Johns and Brett Bassinger seem keen on the idea, though it doesn't sound like crossovers are high on their priority list in Season 1. Johns said, "The future is wide open in the DC multiverse, so anything can happen between film and TV, who knows?" Because that's what the multiverse is. Obviously, right now the main concern is making sure that this show is great, that these characters are great, that they have their own stories and they get the proper screen time and the proper episodes to develop on their own. So hopefully in the future we can do something fun, but the first season is all about making sure that Stargirl is the best show it can possibly be. Brett Bassinger told us there have already been preliminary discussions about a Flash Stargirl crossover. There have been talks of Stargirl getting to go on an episode of The Flash and having a bigger storyline, but it didn't happen this season. But I just think that would be the coolest thing. So much of my family has watched Flash for years. While the Flash Stargirl team-up sounds promising, Bassinger told us she's even more eager for a Supergirl crossover. Last night I was watching a bunch of interviews of Melissa Benoist, and she's just the best Supergirl. I bet Stargirl and Supergirl would be this dynamic duo. That would just be awesome. So yes, my hopes are high. I really hope for it. But as of now, nothing planned, but fingers crossed. But yeah, the first thing to go over is actually Stargirl being planned for, to be on the CW for a while. Now, it's actually been about a year, maybe not even just over a year, because Stargirl did wrap a while ago. Because if for those that don't know, Stargirl was actually meant to premiere at the end of last year, but then they moved it for some reason. I think it's because it was going to always appear on the CW, so they didn't want it premiering at the end of the year. So they put Titans there instead. So that makes sense. Now, Titans is actually the most popular show from the DC Universe streaming service in regards to eyeballs watching it due to its international Netflix deal. So it does make sense that they would want a very family-orientated show like Stargirl to get the same attention, which being on the CW alongside some of the most watched family shows, which of course are also DC properties. So it makes sense that they would do that. For those who don't know, pretty much the majority of the DC Arrowverse is like in the top 10 torrented shows every year. So it wouldn't surprise me if Stargirl falls into that, especially because DC Universe is only available in America. But yeah, I think they're obviously going to be like playing it by ear, seeing how the response to it is in regards to the CW viewers and everything like that, because it definitely does look and feel more like a CW show, or that feel that Flash gives, rather than like a show like Titans and what tone they go for. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see what the response is. Now, Stargirl obviously will have possible inclusions in future crossovers, whether that be movie or TV. It's interesting that Jeff Johns included that, but obviously we did have the Ezra Miller Flash cameo in Crisis, which bridged together the movies and the TV for the first time ever, which is pretty crazy. Now, it is important to note that Stargirl was rumored, or at least set to be, in the upcoming Black Adam film, with The Rock, which will include the Justice Society of America as well. So maybe there is a chance that Brett Bassinger's Stargirl is the main version of Stargirl that they want in the multiverse. So that's why they didn't, include a new one. I think they replaced her with Cyclone. I think that's the character they replaced, where Stargirl would have been. They brought in Cyclone instead. So it seems Brett Bassinger is the one that DC wants people to know. Obviously, Jeff Johns created the Stargirl character. He's the brains behind the show. He personally cast Brett Bassinger. So I don't think he'd be wanting a recast of that character for anything. I think he'd want definitely Brett Bassinger's Stargirl to be the Stargirl in live action. Now, in regards to a Flash and Stargirl crossover, obviously that's just very cool, but what could it be? Now, it is said there by Breck that it was going to be in an episode of The Flash, so it wasn't going to be like what you'd see in like Crisis, where there's an episode of each show and stuff like that. We weren't going to get an episode of The Flash and then an episode of Stargirl where they were crossing over. It was specifically going to be a Flash episode, which makes sense, I guess, due to like production schedules and all of that. I guess if I had to make a prediction in regards to what this crossover would be, you would think it'd have to be like Barry going to her Earth. Now, obviously, we don't have the multiverse as of yet, but they're obviously going to bring that back in. The multiverse is too big of a thing that just might make it harder to travel between the multiverse. Like, Barry can just do it willy-nilly. They might make it that you need a specific device to do it. Like, they might even make it that Barry can't travel through time anymore, and he might need like the cosmic treadmill. So they can make it more difficult for Barry to actually travel, which might make the occasion more special. But if he went there, which is the new Earth-2, like we saw in Crisis, and as they mentioned in the article, it would be very cool to have Barry meet the JSA and all of that, whether it be the new version that Stargirl's doing, which is unsure whether they're going to bring back older characters as well that might not have disappeared, we'll say. So, I mean, that's what I would want to see. I think it'd be pretty cool, Barry himself going to that Earth, maybe with some other characters. But I couldn't see like Stargirl coming to Earth Prime. I think it makes sense just Barry by himself, or maybe with another speedster going to Earth-2, and that's the episode, and they have a cool fun adventure over on Earth-2. Almost like when Barry went to Supergirl's Earth for that first crossover back in Flash Season 2? I think it was, yeah. So I think that's how that would be the best way to do it, in my opinion. But obviously, a Stargirl and Supergirl crossover is one that Brett Bassinger personally would want due to Melissa Benoist's take on the character of Supergirl. Now, I think that would be fun, but then again, we are sort of waiting to see that Batwoman and Supergirl crossover that was teased and promised. Stargirl as a character and a show seems it will like fit perfectly into the Arrowverse, and I think she'd fit in with most characters. But obviously, Flash and Supergirl are definitely the two that I think she would work best with. Flash pretty much works with any character. It's pretty rare that you find a character that Flash doesn't work with, so it's obviously an easy pick saying the Flash. But I think Supergirl would work with her as well. I think eventually what you're going to build up to is maybe just a crossover in general where Stargirl comes over and she interacts with everyone. I'm not saying it should be a new version of the Justice League because she's not from Earth Prime, but just something where Earth-2 is involved, whether it's like a I don't know, like a crime syndicate thing, and then she comes to help because Barry met her, maybe like her magic powers and stuff, because she's not a metahuman. Her powers are based off like magic and stuff like that. So maybe her powers would be useful in that arena, if you want to call it. So that's how she would meld into it. So I'm interested to see what they do with Stargirl going forward. Obviously, Stargirl is a higher production; it costs more, and obviously has a different production schedule. So it'd be interesting to see how they work it into the Arrowverse if they want to do more with it in the future. But obviously, Jeff Johns loves the Arrowverse. He was a big creative force behind it as well. So he's definitely not against it, obviously. He'd definitely be wanting to see all these DC characters melding and interacting with each other because he's a DC fan, like most of us. But yeah, guys, thanks for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, it'd be awesome if you could drop a like on it. It shows support. Let me know in the comment section down below your various opinions on this. Are you looking forward to Stargirl? How would you like to see her crossover in future things if possible? Any theories, any ideas, anything like that? Let me know them in the comment section down below. And of course, if you are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe. And yeah, I'll catch you guys later. Goodbye.